Do you wake up every day yet feeling like you've never slept at all? Is your hair thinning? Is your scale stuck despite diet and exercise? Maybe you're lost in a fog. It's not just you. It could be your thyroid. Even if your doctor said your thyroid levels are normal, you could still be suffering from subclinical hypothyroidism, the actual culprit behind relentless fatigue, hair loss, and stubborn weight gain. Hi, I'm Dr. Ernst, host of the AskDrErnst Show, and I'm here to invite you to Thyroid Heal Thyself, an online masterclass that is going to change your life. It's about discovering how to boost your energy, losing weight, thickening your hair, and clearing that fog naturally. Join me Saturday, April 12th at 10 a.m. It's completely free. It's about getting back to your best self ever. And you get a free ebook with actionable steps you can implement now. Just text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. That's 704-906-2094. Don't miss this chance to feeling amazing again. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094.
Beyond wine, we really care about health. The health of the planet and the health of each other. That's what inspired us to start this business. Our family of team members meets every morning for a group meditation, followed by an open gratitude session. We believe a sound mind with a focus on peace is the best instrument for change. Joint meditation is the cornerstone of our company culture, and it helps us remember what's important, spreading joy and love, just like our family growers. Our family is a collection of passionate, health-conscious individuals who love to laugh and enjoy each other's company. We eat seasonally, grow our own vegetables, cook together, and share wine. Our team is incredibly dedicated to our mission. Everything from sourcing the wines to answering service questions. Your natural wines were found and sourced around the world by our wine team. They taste every one, oversee their lab testing, and choose exactly which ones go in which box. If you order, your individual box will be packed by our incredibly hardworking fulfillment team. If you have any questions, your service requests will be handled by a wonderfully loving member experience family who only have one goal in mind, your 100% happiness. This video is put together by our talented media team, filmed and edited in-house, just like the rest of our artful media. From our unique creations to our printed lifestyle piece called A Matter of Taste. We put love into everything we do, and we hope to share it with you.
Would you like to experience a better night's sleep? Want to feel well rested and ready for your day? Discover an amazing solution with Celient Sleep Recovery. Our Celient Sleep Recovery products are made from a patented yarn embedded with a blend of 13 infrared active minerals. Celient technology never washes out. The benefits will last for their entire lifespan. Minerals reflect the body's own energy by using Celient infrared active technology, boosting your oxygen levels and improving circulation to reach REM sleep gracefully. Our customers love to comfortably sleep throughout the night because of Celient. We've conducted 9 independent clinical studies by well-respected scientific institutions and universities that prove the many positive effects Celient has on the body. Our technology is designed to help you achieve a refreshing sleep recovery. Get into bed to experience our smooth Celient Egyptian cotton blend sheets. Protect your mattress against the sands of time with our Celient mattress protectors. With our pillow protectors, you get the benefits of our recovery therapy. Explore new places and feel well rested throughout your journeys. Discover luxurious support that allows you to sleep in almost any position. Neck blankets are small and compact. You can bring them with you just about anywhere. Experience the foundation your body deserves. Start waking up refreshed and always ready for the day ahead. It's time to achieve the best sleep of your life to unlock your hidden potential. Start experiencing a better night's sleep with our Celient Sleep Recovery products today. Celient. Recycle your body's energy.
Hey, it's Saturday. It's after 3 o'clock. It's time for the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you get to be set free from your health problems. We're here today to dive deep into the root cause, what can give you the ability to heal yourself naturally. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst, and today we're breaking down one of the most commonly misdiagnosed, mistreated, misunderstood conditions of modern medicine, subclinical hypothyroid and hypothyroid disease. So if you are taking levothyroxine, Synthroid, Armourthroid, Tyrosent, time to wake up and listen. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, I don't have a thyroid problem. Why should I tune into this show? Because 60% of those in the United States have a subclinical hypothyroid. Let me tell you about this. If you've ever woken up feeling like that you didn't really sleep well last night because you're tired and fatigued, if your hair is thinning, if you're gaining weight despite doing everything right, perfect diet, perfect exercise, not losing weight, if your mood is tanking, depression, anxiety, brain fog, if your hands are cold or your bowels are slowing down, there is a high likelihood that your thyroid is literally waving a white flag going, wake up, I need some help. And yet, we talked about this last week in our series on hypothyroidism. Conventional medicine fails when it comes to truly testing a thyroid. The stimulation hormone TSH and the T4 hormone looked at by conventional blood work is not enough to tell us if your thyroid's actually fully working perfectly. There are subclinical markers that we look at. So today, I'm going to help you to break free from this condition, because if it sounds like you, where you've been told your blood work looks fine, but you still feel like life is falling apart, you're going to learn a shocking truth. Ready for this? 30 million Americans in the United States have already been diagnosed with hypothyroid, which means they're taking thyroid medications daily just to try to feel good. And the challenge of today is thyroid medications have become the number one most prescribed drug in the United States by prescription on a monthly basis. It has surpassed Crestor, Lipitor, Vytorin, all the statins. We now are literally sucking down thyroid medications more. And it's because most of us think if I get my thyroid balanced, I'll start to feel better, have my energy come back, lose weight, get my hair to thicken. But you know the story because you're probably one of those people listening saying, yep, that's me. My numbers look great, but I still feel like my life is falling apart. 60% of people in the United States have no idea that their thyroid's actually affecting them. They'll chalk it up to, I'm getting older, it's just normal, I didn't sleep very well, I'm stressed out. But again, it's a white flag that your thyroid is saying, you need to pay attention to me. And the sad reality is most people are not managing or dealing with their thyroid properly. I would consider it to be a silent epidemic that is slowly sucking energy, wrecking your metabolism, and causing you to disconnect from the vibrance that your body has within itself. So if you want to bounce back, if you want to get your energy back, if you want to lose weight, this is a show for you. All during the episode today, we're giving away the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. It has every single step I'm going to talk about today in here for you, plus actionable tips that you can implement right now to start bouncing your thyroid back. And next Saturday, guys, we're almost sold out. We have over 250 people currently registered. Thyroid Heal Thyself. It's an online masterclass, live. Sit at your computer. I'm going to take you through everything you need to do to get your thyroid tested properly, rapidly boost your energy, engage weight loss so that, ready for this, you can lose weight while you sleep. You can knock off a pound or so every couple of days. I'm talking 10 to 15 pounds in as little as 4 to 6 weeks when you turn on the active thyroid hormone, which is not TSH and not T4. It's something we have to help you to engage. How do we get involved in that? Simply text the word thyroid with your name and email to 704-906-2094. Guys, it's that simple. Like, it's not that complicated. Pick up your cell phone, open up your messaging app, 704-906-2094. What do we send? Thyroid with your name and email. Done. My team will send you the ebook for free. You can start implementing the tools today and then join me on Saturday, April 12th. I'm telling you, we already have over 250 people actively registered, wanting to change their life. Why don't you join us? You can make that same change into you. And I'd like to talk a little bit about why is this concept of I don't think I have a thyroid problem, so therefore why should I pay attention a big deal? And unfortunately, it's because the way we, and I say we as in medicine, I'm not involved in that, but the way that you and your doctors check your thyroid is very superficial scratch. Yes, thyroid stimulation hormone comes from your brain and it stimulates your thyroid to make more hormone. Yes, if you have high levels of thyroid stimulation hormone, something's going on. Your brain is saying, hey, I don't have enough of the hormone I need to feel great, lose weight, have energy, thicken my hair, and be clear and focused. So the brain sends that hormone called TSH to the thyroid to wake the thyroid up. In a healthy environment, the thyroid then produces a hormone called T4, inactive thyroid hormone. And that must be converted into active thyroid hormone. So here we go into why could my thyroid not be working perfectly. There are known subclinical components, be it a production issue, be it a conversion issue, or one that nobody talks about, a receptor binding issue. So today I'm going to break down the 3 main root causes of thyroid dysfunction. So no matter if you're like, I've already been diagnosed, I certainly know I've got something going on, well, you need to find out, is it a production problem, is it a conversion issue, or is it a receptor issue? You find your root cause and start to implement therapy towards that. Boom, your life can start to change. And we have seen people reduce and even eliminate the need for their thyroid medication. And I have publications today to share with you, like we did last week, on people who have broken free from thyroid by implementing the techniques I'm going to teach you today. Most of your physicians are not checking for active thyroid hormone, T3, let alone they're rarely looking at reverse T3, which is a toxic thyroid hormone. By far, one of the most reasons that people are struggling with weight loss resistance. If you have elevated reverse T3, it is like dropping an anchor in the sand and asking your body to go run and lose weight. You just won't. You'll be held back. Heaven forbid you've had thyroid antibodies tested. Now, some of you you're like, oh, I've been told I have autoimmune Hashimoto's. That would imply there's a problem with production. The issue is in conventional medicine, here's medication, that solves that problem. But the underlying root, the fire is burning. So we want to help you guys break free from these issues with production, conversion, and receptor binding. So think of today as like a cliff notes to helping your thyroid repair itself or to prevent it from falling apart in the first place. So if you understand these 3, you can identify where you're stuck and most importantly, how to get unstuck. So let's start with the first of all 3 main reasons a thyroid is not producing the correct amount of hormone. Number 1, it is simply a production issue. If we were to talk about it as being underperforming, think of it as in, we already know your thyroid's not making enough hormone. So think of your thyroid like a factory. It needs raw materials, it needs electricity, it needs a stable environment to be able to produce its product, which is thyroid hormone. If any of these are missing, it can slow down or stop the production. This is the case for millions of Americans who suffer with low thyroid levels due to one of these 3 reasons. These are the 3 causes for production issues: nutrient deficiencies, neurological interference from subluxations of the spine, or an autoimmune attack commonly known as Hashimoto's. So let's begin with nutrient deficiencies. Your thyroid requires very specific key nutrients in order to produce the hormone itself. The biggest one is iodine, which is the foundation atom that makes up thyroid hormone number 4, T4. The 4 stands for literally 4 iodines within the molecule of the hormone. Your thyroid has to produce a protein backbone. You need tyrosine, an amino acid that binds iodine to it to come up with the hormone. Beyond that, we need nutrients like selenium and zinc and iron and magnesium and B vitamins. These act like the assembly line workers and the control agents. So if we're running out of certain key nutrients, we physically can't make the hormone in its first place. Now, you might be thinking, but I take a multivitamin, so shouldn't I have enough? Well, not necessarily. Most over-the-counter multivitamins are, number 1, synthetic, and number 2, not properly absorbed. Even if you're eating a healthy diet, Soil depletion and mineral disruption has led to where most foods don't even have enough nutrients in them in the first place. And many of us have leaky gut and poor absorptive issues. So we see it all the time. People who eat well but have very critical thyroid nutrient deficiencies simply because they're not absorbing and not getting enough in the right forms. So we have to look at it from a perspective of it just could be you're deficient in nutrients. And we do nutrient testings with our patients. Probably 95 to 99% of everybody is deficient in key nutrients simply because of the way our diet has been stripped. The second cause of production issues is a subluxation or neurological interference of the spine. Remember, your brain directly connects to your thyroid, and it communicates using the vagus nerve, a cranial nerve, and the spinal cord nerves in the base of your neck, C5, C6, C7. A condition known as subluxation, where a vertebra gets out of alignment and compresses the nerve channel, can decrease and disrupt the neurological signal to the thyroid. Think of it like trying to send a text to one of your best friends, but you have bad reception, so the message doesn't even show up. The thyroid itself could respond inappropriately, and this is why chiropractic care is so crucial for balancing a thyroid hormone. And we talked about this last week. There are clinical studies, resolution of hypothyroidism. A 61-year-old female started going to a chiropractor 2 months completely off their medications. Resolution of hypothyroidism by increasing cervical curve lordosis. 52-year-old female undergoing chiropractic care after just 9 months completely off all of her medications. Improved thyroid functionality with chiropractic care. Subluxation-based chiropractic care restored the balance in a cervical spine for a 50-year-old female patient who was able to completely reduce the prescriptions of Synthroid. So the clinical studies are out there. Your spine is directly connected to your nervous system, and your nervous system is directly connected to your thyroid. Lastly, and this is probably a big deal, if you're not producing, it's more than likely because there's an autoimmunity. Hashimoto's thyroiditis is a big deal. It is the number one cause for hypothyroidism. So I want you to hear this. If you're taking Synthroid, levothyroxine, Armothroid, or some kind of a thyroid medication, you have a 90% chance that the reason your thyroid was low in the first place, the reason the doctor's giving you the medication, is because your body is physically attacking the production enzyme in the thyroid. There is an enzyme called thyroid peroxidase. Its sole purpose is to take iodine, attach it to tyrosine, make a thyroglobulin molecule, and thus produce T4. But your body might be attacking that enzyme, or you might be attacking the hormone itself. We look for TPO antibodies to see if you're attacking the enzyme. We look for thyroglobulin antibodies to see if you're attacking the hormone. Hashimoto's is often triggered by a leaky gut, gluten sensitivities, toxins, and chronic stress. So it's not just a thyroid issue, it could be an immune system issue. If your gut is inflamed, the barriers are broken, the immune system starts to confuse you versus enemies, and your thyroid ends up getting hit because molecular mimicry can kick in. Gluten, lectins, and other food components look a lot like the enzymes in your thyroid. And what we now know is it can be reversed. We have personally seen thyroid antibodies drop in patients 30, 40, 50, 60%. You must address the gut, the immune system, and the fact that there's typically autoimmunity stemming, creating the production issue. So we just discussed, number one, you might just simply not be producing the hormone in and of itself. Nutrient deficiencies, subluxation, or an autoimmune attack. When I come back from our commercial break, we're going to discuss how do you fix all of this, because now we need to talk about root cause number two, a conversion issue. Now here's the kicker. Let's say your thyroid's working perfectly. It's making enough T4, but your body is not converting it into T3. T3 is the active thyroid hormone. It's what makes you feel great, lose weight, energy back, vibrance, thick hair, and yet our doctors rarely test for T3. It's the form that actually activates your metabolism at the cellular level. The reason we call the second root cause a conversion issue is that for the majority of people, they cannot take the inactive thyroid hormone T4 and turn it into active thyroid hormone T3. And the reason for this is it's not a thyroid problem. It's either a liver or a gut issue. Did you know that your liver is responsible for converting 60% of your inactive thyroid hormone into active thyroid? T4 to T3. 60% of that takes place within your liver. 20% of it takes place within your gut. And you might be thinking 60 and 20 is 80. Where's the rest of it? Well, it happens innately in your blood. So if your liver is congested or you have dysbiosis or leaky gut, two incredibly common conditions that are affecting a lot of people today, the conversion of the hormone suffers. It's like trying to bake a cake with an oven that's broken. You have all the ingredients, but you can't get the final product. One major red flag, if you're dealing with a conversion issue, is often an elevation in a hormone called reverse T3, or what's known as reverse T3 dominance. Some people call it Wilson syndrome, named after Dr. Wilson, MD, who figured this out. Reverse T3 is a component where instead of the liver converting T4 into active T3, it converts it into what's called a mirror image reverse T3. Worse, this form of T3 blocks your cells from being activated. It is the reason behind the chronic stress, the inflammation, the issues that we often find. And the reason this happens is usually because the liver is stressed out, either poor liver function, toxicity, environmental toxins, inflammation, or it could be subclinical infections, low-grade bacterial, low-grade viral infections. Your body sees these stressors and shifts into a protective mode, which will slow down your metabolism. This is why often you'll find these people who have reverse T3 dominance have normal T4 levels, and so their doctor says, no, your thyroid is fine. Reverse T3, though, can jam the signals, and unfortunately, rarely do we find most conventional physicians looking at T3 or looking at reverse T3. Gut health plays a massive role here as well in conversion. If your microbiome is imbalanced, and you have things like candida or parasites or leaky gut or even chronic constipation, which a lot of people deal with today, the enzymes needed to convert T4 inactive into T3 active simply don't function. Not to mention the fact that the immune system creates a push against cortisol, and cortisol forces reverse T3 to elevate, which makes your metabolism crash. So if you're that person who's been working out and dieting and not seeing any change in your weight, probably a reverse T3 issue. If you're that person that's waking up feeling fatigued and tired even though you slept 8, 9, 10 hours, it's a reverse T3 issue. If you feel like you've got a brain fog problem or your hair is falling out or you're just slow metabolism, it's a reverse T3 issue. And that is why we call it a conversion problem. So remember, you can have a production issue. You're not making enough hormone, either nutrient deficiencies, subluxations, or an autoimmune disease. It could be a conversion issue, which in my experience is probably about 60% of thyroid people that we work with. Your liver and your gut are congested and toxic, so you don't convert the hormone properly. And here's the caveat of them all. Root cause number 3, a binding issue at the receptor. This is what I would call a receptor binding problem. And it's where your thyroid hormone, though it's even being converted properly, is not landing on the receptor of the cell and activating it. Why? Typically because the receptors themselves are blocked, often by toxicity or inflammation. I want you to think of T3, the active thyroid hormone, the one you want that makes you feel great and lose weight and be energized, is like a key. It gets to the cell receptor, which would be like a lock. In a healthy system, the key fits in the receptor, it opens the doors, the cells come to life, you burn fat, you produce energy, your neurons fire, your body feels fabulous. But if the keyhole is gummed up, maybe it's jammed with fluoride or chlorine or bromine or mercury or plastics or pesticides, even mold toxicity, Lyme, Epstein-Barr, chronic viral infections, the T3 can't fit into that receptor. And now guess what? Low thyroid function, not because your thyroid itself doesn't work, not because you can't convert the hormone properly, but because at the receptor level, it's physically blunted. And one of the biggest culprits here is fluoride, which is often added to drinking water and our dental products. But remember, fluoride is a halogen. Just like iodine, it competes for the receptor sites. So when fluoride displaces iodine, Not only does your thyroid become sluggish, but your cells become resistant to thyroid hormone because it can't bind in the receptor. The same thing goes for bromine, which is found in a lot of baked food goods. We brominate our grains to bleach them and make them look better and taste better. Or chlorine used in water purification, swimming pools, drinking water, etc. Halogens are like bullies. They mimic iodine and they wreak havoc on the thyroid receptor. Because if instead of iodine being bound to the protein molecule, fluorine or bromine or chlorine is, that hormone doesn't physically work. And remember, toxins like mercury, which often we find in dental fillings, vaccines, even the fish we consume, can block the receptor and prevent the hormone from working perfectly. And we discussed last week how bisphenol A from plastics and glyphosate from non-organic foods and even phthalates that are found in your beauty products, fragrances, soaps, and deodorants. These substances are all endocrine disruptors. They bind to the hormone, the receptor, and cause chaos to prevent thyroid hormone from actively activating. Unfortunately, conventional medicine rarely looks and detects this. They will typically see TSH and T4 and let that be the drive for thyroid functionality. But your body tells a different story. If you're exhausted, if you're gaining weight, if your skin is dry, if your mood is low, and no one can figure out why, I want you to think of it as cellular hypothyroidism. Subclinical. It's not going to show up on a medical test, yet your body is experiencing the symptoms with that. What creates it? Receptor blunting issues, where there's a toxin affecting the receptor and you cannot bind the hormone to it. What else could affect it? Well, it's the conversion issue. We just talked about that. Liver toxicity, leaky gut leads to the inability for your body to actually take inactive thyroid hormone T4 and turn it into active thyroid hormone T3. Instead, what we see is massive elevations in a hormone called reverse T3. Or it could be a production problem. Maybe you don't have enough nutrients. Maybe your diet is lacking or your multivitamin is not bioavailable and being absorbed, and you can't physically produce the hormone in the first place. Or you have a neurological subluxation, disconnecting your brain and spinal system from the thyroid itself, so it's not receiving the signal that it needs electrically. Or you have an autoimmune disease, Hashimoto's autoimmune thyroid, which is affecting 90% of Americans today. And I know you might be thinking to yourself, gosh, there's so many underlying root causes. How do I find the issue? You need to get tested properly. Work with a functional physician, find somebody in the Ask Dr. Ernst network who can help you to identify the root cause. When we look for neural subluxations and leaky gut and toxicities and liver functionality, you'll often find, is it a production issue? Is it a conversion issue? Is it a receptor issue? Or unfortunately, the caveat, like most people, is it the trifecta of all three? If you have those, this is why taking thyroid medications is not solving your problem and is probably only making it worse because you still feel bad even though your labs say everything is right. How can we get some more information about what I just discussed? Simple. Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook is yours free. Simply text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. We'll zip that over to you today. It gives you actionable steps you can implement right now to start boosting your energy, helping your thyroid to start converting better, and clearing the receptor toxicity so your body can actively activate the ability for you to feel great, lose weight, be energized, and get your life back. Also, you'll get free access to the Thyroid Heal Thyself Masterclass. Can you believe it? It is next Saturday, 10 a.m. in the morning. It's an online masterclass. You don't have to do anything. You just open your computer, click the link we send to you, join us live as we take you through steps on how to actively seek the root cause of your health issues, your thyroid problems, and get you back to that vibrant you. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Again, 704-906-2094. Hey, when we come back from this commercial break, we're going to take each of those, the production issue, the conversion issue, and the receptor issue, and walk you through how to solve these naturally. What can you do to enhance thyroid productivity? How can you convert the hormone better? And how do we open up the receptors so the thyroid hormone lands and you get that vibrance back to yourself? Don't go anywhere during this commercial break. Stick around. We'll be right back with the best yet to come, the natural solutions. And take a moment and again, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. Boom, yours immediately. Masterclass on solving hypothyroidism and subclinical hypothyroidism, boosting energy, losing weight, feeling great. Saturday, April 12th, 10 a.m. Yours free. 704-906-2094. Hey, it's the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Wine is a fermented beverage that has been enjoyed by humanity for over 8,000 years. Our ancestors believed in its magical healing powers. Philosophers turned to it to spur new ideas and encourage lively debate. Wine has been a well-studied part of our history, but recently it's changed. The wines sold today in most stores and restaurants are not the same wines enjoyed by our ancestors. Today, wine is a highly processed, factory-made product filled with toxins and industrial additives. The grapes are farmed with machines and heavy pesticide use, and the marketing is misleading and dishonest. Wines free from this human intervention still exist. They're called natural wines. These wines are a return to the old way of making and enjoying wine. Free from commercial additives, high sugar, and heavy alcohol content, these wines are a beautiful expression of nature. They're also extremely rare. Less than 1% of the world's wines are grown to this standard. They're made in hyper-small quantities by family farmers who work by hand using ancient practices. When you drink them, all this becomes clear. You'll notice a completely new wine experience. This is the kind of wine that derive from wine sources. We search the globe looking for pure natural wines, carefully nurtured by family growers who work with nature, and we take it a step further, sourcing wines that meet our strict criteria for farming, purity, and taste. We only work with organically grown wines, farmed without irrigation and without heavy machinery. Grapes are hand-picked and then fermented using native wild yeast, not the industry-standard GMO yeasts. Our wines are pure, lab-tested by an independent enologist for metrics including alcohol and sugar. They also taste extraordinary, bright, fresh, and full of life. They jump out of the glass because they aren't sterilized or heavily processed.
Like most sustainable products, sustainable coffee production is not only healthy for the environment, but it's also healthy for the body. Like our commitment to purity in every cup, our focus extends beyond taste to encompass the health of consumers and the environment. At Purity Coffee, the journey from farm to cup should be as pure and sustainable as the coffee itself. Our farmers adhere to rigorous organic farming practices, ensuring our beans are free from harmful chemicals and pesticides.
We try to make organic coffee, even though we didn't know it was organic. We just were not using chemicals or anything like it. We weren't really interested on chemicals. We wanted to have something healthy, something without needs of chemicals. So that's why we went into, by then didn't exist the word organic, I think. We're talking about on the 70s. So nowadays we know the new words, organic, sustainable, and all that. We try to do all that regardless. We didn't do it for any purpose specifically, but we did it because it's the natural things to do. We live on the farm. We have a lot of workers who are thriving to make things better every time. And they love the fact of the challenge of what to do with some waste, what to better up things, what to recycle, what to reuse.
I'm Whitney, a dietitian and diabetes educator, and you may be surprised to know that I actually recommend for my patients to drink coffee. Coffee is actually one of the richest sources of antioxidants in the Western diet. Chlorogenic acid, one of the antioxidants found in coffee, helps not only fight inflammation, which can be the root cause of so many chronic diseases, but it actually can help improve blood sugar balance. Because chlorogenic acid reduces carbohydrate absorption, it can reduce blood sugar spikes at mealtimes.
But our dedication to health doesn't stop there. Purity Coffee is not just about a great cup of coffee. It's about a commitment to protecting the environment for future generations. By partnering with sustainable farms and investing in carbon neutral practices, we minimize our ecological footprint and promote a healthier planet for all. As consumers, we have the power to drive positive change through our choices. By choosing Purity Coffee, you're not just supporting your own health, you're also championing a movement towards sustainability and environmental responsibility. So why settle for anything less than pure? Choose Purity Coffee and join us on a journey towards a healthier you and a healthier planet. Because when it comes to coffee, purity is the ultimate quality measure.
Welcome back. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. You're listening to the Ask Dr. Ernst Show. I'm your host, Dr. Aaron Ernst. Hey, it's a show where pounds are shed, disease is dead, and where you can be set free from your health problems. We have been discussing today subclinical hypothyroidism and diagnosed hypothyroidism with a method of you resolving your health issues if you focus on the three underlying root causes: a production issue. Maybe your thyroid is just not making enough of the hormone, and we're going to break down why. A conversion issue. Maybe once you actually make the thyroid hormone, your body can't activate it and turn it into the raw power T3 active thyroid hormone. Or maybe it's a receptor binding issue. Something's blocking or blunting the receptors so the hormone can't land and tell your cell, burn fat, feel great, tons of energy. You'd be amazed how many people struggle with hypothyroidism today. Not just diagnosed, but the subclinical nature. 60 million Americans are walking around in a fog and a fatigue, tired, achy joints, gaining weight, hair thinning, thinking it's just their age. Oh, I'm just getting older. Oh, it's just because of this. And their body is actually screaming at them with a condition known as subclinical hypothyroidism. These today are your cliff notes to where thyroid functionality falls apart and yet are rarely discussed in conventional medicine. If you missed the first half, I strongly encourage you at the end of the hour, go back, WBT.com, iTunes, Spotify, find the episode, listen to it, because I gave you the entire process behind why it's not producing, why it's not converting, and why the receptors are being blunted. And right now, the second half is the best part. It's the natural solutions to unlock your body's potential for energy, weight loss, brain focus, no more fatigue, no more weight loss resistance, thick, full, lustrous hair. You can have all of that when you activate your thyroid hormone properly. I'm going to walk you through the steps to begin implementing today how you can correct each of those three breakdowns: production, conversion, and receptors, so that you don't have to rely on synthetic hormones or suppressive medications. Think about it as restoring function, not managing a dysfunction. Now remember, your body is never broken. Symptoms are simply signals. They're like an alarm telling you that something deeper needs to be addressed. When we give our body exactly what it needs and we remove what is interfering, your body heals 100% of the time, no matter what. Think of it like physical law. If you break a bone, it will regenerate. If you cut your skin, it will regenerate. Your body has the capacity as long as there's no interference. So grab a pen and a notebook, listen closely, because in the next 25 minutes, this could be the missing link between you and a fully restored, active body, burning fat, feeling great, being energized, and healing by itself. All of the steps I'm talking to you guys about today are in the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. That is yours free if you simply text the word thyroid with your name and email right now to 704-906-2094. Think of it as a functional medicine's approach to solving the thyroid epidemics. Okay, 60 million Americans are walking around in that fatigue, in that fog, and the weight gain, resistance, thinking that it's not their thyroid, but in fact, it actually can be. 704-906-2094 is the number. Hey, I see a few of you texting just the word thyroid. That's great, but make sure you put your name and your email so we know how to address it and give it over to you. Again, the number is 704-906-2094. So let's begin with healing strategies to start addressing thyroid production issues. This is where the thyroid is not making enough thyroid hormone. And no matter if it's because of a nutritional need or a subluxation or an autoimmunity, we're going to go step by step on how you can increase productivity. So first, let's start with the easiest one. foundational functional building blocks, i.e. the nutrients you need for your thyroid to make the hormone in the first place. You cannot make the hormone in your thyroid without iodine, tyrosine, selenium, zinc, and B vitamins. So we can start with increasing iodine-rich foods like seaweed and dulse and kelp and even seafood. Iodinized salt, be careful, contains iodine, but it's synthetic. Your body can't effectively utilize synthetic iodine. Natural sources from the ocean are far more bioavailable and packed with cofactors like magnesium and chloride that we need to be able to activate it. Tyrosine is the amino acid backbone for making the hormone in the first place. It's found in high-quality protein products like grass-fed beef, organic turkey, pasture-raised eggs, and even wild-caught fish. Remember, without tyrosine, iodine cannot bind to the hormone. And so selenium, which is the active activator of the enzyme that takes iodine and puts it on the globulin molecule, is also a key nutrient. Selenium is one of those that most people are deficient in. We've done thousands of tests on patients to look at selenium levels, and we almost always find selenium levels are low. So you can increase this by doing two things. Consuming Brazil nuts. It only takes 2 to 3 Brazil nuts per day to pack all the selenium that you need, or you can simply start supplementing with selenium. The recommendation is usually around 200 micrograms on a daily basis, no matter if you have a thyroid problem or not. Selenium helps to activate the enzyme in the thyroid, which tells your body, make more thyroid hormone. Zinc is a foundational component behind building good, healthy thyroid hormone. It's found in pumpkin seeds, pasture-raised meats, and is the essential nutrient that facilitates thyroid hormone synthesis and even regulates your immune system. So in our office, we usually recommend that a patient begin or someone start taking a basic thyroid support. We use something called TH balance. The brilliance of TH balance, it combines the power of ashwagandha, ground thyroid hormone from bovine extracts. So they take grass-fed beef thyroids, grind them, desiccate them, and actually put them in the supplement. So you get the T4, the T3, the T2. It has bromelain, which is a plant-based enzyme to help you digest and absorb it. And it contains vitamin A, D, riboflavin, zinc, selenium, copper, and manganese. Notice all the key nutrients that you need to create active thyroid production. So if you're in that zone where you're saying, like, I just feel like I'm in a fog, my doctor says my thyroid's fine, but I just can't seem to get my body back on track again, consider using those nutrients to help boost thyroid productivity. Now let's look at chiropractic care in your nervous system as a method of stimulating production in the thyroid hormone. If you have subluxations between the upper cervical spine, C0, C1, and C2, this is the primary communication of how the cranial nerves talk electrically, neurochemically to your thyroid gland. It's like trying to talk on a phone with a bad signal, or if I took the gain on this microphone and turned it down, you wouldn't be able to hear me despite the fact that I'm talking, you're listening, but there's no communication. A subluxation in the spine can interfere with how the brain regulates the cellular function of the thyroid, and I see this countless of times. Most people who start to normalize the cervical curve in their neck, reduce subluxations, and activate their vagus nerve will start to see thyroid imbalance or thyroid hormone imbalances improve. And again, we talked about this during the last segment. Clinical case study published in 2018, 49-year-old male who presented with hypothyroidism, taking Synthroid, started subluxation-based chiropractic care. Within a matter of months, was completely off thyroid medications. Resolution of hypothyroid and irritable bowel syndrome in a 34-year-old female following subluxation-based chiropractic care. It says after 2 months of chiropractic care, the patient reported improvement in their thyroid function. A thyroid function test was completed, and she was able to completely stop her medication. Guys, I can keep going with this. Resolution of hypothyroidism after improved cervical curve in a 52-year-old female patient. Resolution of hypothyroidism and dysautonomia following chiropractic care. The studies are out there showing if you reconnect your spine to your tissues, you can enhance functionality. Finally, maybe you're somebody who's dealing with the autoimmunity, the Hashimoto's. The priority here is to get your immune system to stop attacking the thyroid itself. This begins with healing your gut. And we could do an entire episode on just Hashimoto's thyroiditis by itself. As this is a cliff notes, remember, remove gluten, remove dairy, remove processed foods, and anything that triggers inflammation. That's going to be fructose and corn syrups and grains, wheat, rice, oats, etc. And what we want to do is add in bone broth, fermented foods, glutamine, high-potency multi-strain probiotics, and that will help to get the gut lining repaired and rebuild. When you heal the gut lining, you calm the immunity system, and it can start to decrease antibody productivity, which stops the destruction against the thyroid. And again, I've seen this in countless of patients. We run the thyroid panels, we look at autoimmune antibodies, high for TPO, high for thyroglobulin, go through a leaky gut rebuild program, 3-6 months, antibodies can drop 20, 30, 40%. Productivity starts to increase because the thyroid's no longer being attacked as much, and this helps to increase functionality. When you heal the gut, you calm the immune system. It stops the self-destruction against the thyroid tissues. It can also help you to manage stress, as cortisol is a big fuel for this inflammatory fire. And don't underestimate, again, the power of rest and hydration and even movement. Sleep helps to regulate hormones and reset them. Staying hydrated helps to transport nutrients throughout your body and enhances detoxification. Simple, gentle exercise, going for a walk or doing rebounding or some sort of lymphatic work can actually improve thyroid functionality. But again, remember, it's not a magic bullet. It's a rhythm of nourishment, detoxification, and active neurological stimulation with chiropractic care. All of those can help to produce better thyroid hormone productivity, thus repairing the production. Now let's talk about conversion. Remember, conversion is what most people pay little attention to. This is where your body struggles to take active T4 and turn it into active T3, the form that your cells use. If your labs show normal T4 and normal TSH, but you're still exhausted or you're foggy, constipated, you're feeling like your body's breaking down and you're gaining weight like crazy, it is more than likely a conversion issue. The good news is conversion is something you can fix if you support your liver, if you support your gut, and you reduce your inflammation. Basic steps on how to support your liver. Super easy. Remember, your liver is responsible for converting 60% of your thyroid hormone from inactive to active. So you could say most people actually probably have liver issues more so than they have thyroid problems. And the reason for that is a lot of our livers are congested from years of medication usage, processed foods, alcohol, environmental toxins. So you want to start by supporting detoxification within the liver. The most important foods you can begin to incorporate are bitter greens, things like dandelion and arugula, beets, artichokes, and cruciferous vegetables. These contain a lot of the sulfur-backed molecules that help your body to produce glutathione, which is a natural antioxidant that helps to detox the liver. You can even start doing something very simple, daily waking up and drinking warm lemon water every morning. It helps to cut back on inflammatory stress, and it can actually activate the enzymes of your liver so they begin to clean themselves out. If we're going to supplement, we can use things like milk thistle, alpha lipoic acid, a phenomenal enhancer for cell detoxification within the liver, and even N-acetylcysteine, sometimes called NAC. It is the precursor for glutathione. So taking these nutrients on a daily basis can activate the phase 1 and 2 detox pathways within your liver. And again, this can help your body to clean the liver out, which makes you convert your thyroid hormone more effectively. These are best taken under some type of supervision. So remember, actively seek out a holistic physician or a functional physician who can run some tests and find liver functionality and guide you. If we're going to talk about your gut, remember 20% of the conversion of thyroid hormone takes place in your intestines. That's the T4 to T3 conversion. So if you're dealing with leaky gut or candida or dysbiosis, that can lead to the inability for us to convert thyroid hormones. So you can begin to just simply wash your intestine clean. A 1 to 2 day bone broth fast is an exceptional way to sort of go in and just activate self-repair and regeneration because you take the burden of digesting food away. You let your body rest and heal. Eating fermented vegetables, kimchi, sauerkrauts, kombuchas, even pickles and olives and pickled vegetables, coconut yogurts, and collagen peptides. These are all the core foundations of helping the body to heal the gut. If we're going to use supplements, glutamine, which seals the intestine linings. Easy to remember because glutamine glues the gut together. We can use zinc, carnosine, which helps to reduce inflammation. And you can take a high-quality soil-based probiotic. You should even consider starting to take digestive enzymes because what it does is it breaks your food down into easier to absorb smaller nutritional particles. A healthy gut is not just about digestion. Remember, it's a vital organ for hormone balance and function. So if we want to increase the absorptiveness, we need to seal the intestine and calm the inflammation down. Lastly, we want to make sure that if we want conversion to work better, we deal with chronic stress, which results in elevated reverse T3. Remember, reverse T3 blocks the receptors at the cell membranes, not allowing your thyroid hormone to land and tell your cell to burn fat, build energy, and regenerate. Your body interprets chronic stress like danger, and it can intentionally slow your metabolism down to try to preserve energy. And we see the reverse T3 hormones start to elevate. A few things you can do: start implementing what's called parasympathetic nervous system work. Chiropractic care is by far one of the most extravagant ways to decrease neurological stress. Chiropractic care and the adjustments to the upper cervical spine and the sacrum stimulate the parasympathetic system, which is your calming pathways. You can also do breath work and gratitude journaling and barefoot walking and grounding. Even just spending 10 minutes a day in quiet mindfulness has been shown to reduce cortisol levels and activate the conversion process of your thyroid hormones. Remember, healing in conversions is about actively free the flow of your body, giving your liver and your gut the tools they need to process, to activate, and to deliver hormones into the cells. When you support these organs effectively, your energy can return, your weight can normalize, your brain can lighten up, and the best part is your metabolism starts to come back online again. And I know it might sound strange, but again, remember, most people are looking at a thyroid problem as it's the thyroid, when in fact, there's a 60 to 70% likelihood it's either liver or gut or both. Now, how do we solve the issues of receptor binding? We have to look into the component of the third major root problem, toxicity affecting the receptor cells. So the receiving component, the receptor that receives thyroid hormone itself, is blunted. And again, this often comes from toxicity. Think of it as like your cells having locks on the surface. T3 is the key that says open the lock, turn the cell on, burn fat, produce energy, etc. If that lock, though, is damaged or jammed with heavy metals or pesticides or halogens, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, etc., the cells stay in a low functioning state because the thyroid hormone cannot get into the cell. The first step, of course, in this is to eliminate incoming toxins. Start by switching the water you consume and making it cleaner, either a reverse osmosis filter, a Berkey filter, over-the-counter unit that can remove fluoride, chlorine, bromine, and even heavy metals. Remember, halogens found in drinking water are the ones that compete with iodine, and they block the hormone formation, and they block the hormone from working at the receptor level. A couple other things you can do: replace all plastic containers in your house. So the Ziploc bags and the, Tupperware containers, even the plastic, food containers that we use. You want to start using glass for your food products or stainless steel when you're drinking. We want to stop using plastic products. They contain bisphenol A and other phthalates that are known to disrupt the receptors of the hormones, and they cause endocrine blocking. We need to also make sure that we're not using things like nonstick pans that are coated in Teflon. Check your personal care products. Shampoos, deodorants, lotions are often always full of parabens, phthalates, and synthetic fragrances, which can actively block the receptors of your thyroid hormones at the cellular level. Next, we need to turn on your cell detoxification. You can begin by just doing infrared sauna therapy. 3 to 5 times a week can help to eliminate toxins as you sweat. Saunas are great because they raise your core temperature and mobilize stored toxins from within the cell tissues into circulation so your liver and your kidney can eliminate them. You can also start taking active binders. There's things like activated charcoals, bentonite clays, fulvic acids. All of these help to trap and export toxins from your body, into your bowels. And without binders, often what happens is you circulate toxins and they get reabsorbed and the cycle just continues. You may also want to consider starting to nourish the cell membranes, which house the receptors themselves. Often what happens is we're living in a state of chronic stress. So the membranes of our cells become inflamed. You have to remember the bulk of the component of your cells is made of healthy fats. So if we increase what we consume as healthy fats, you can actually start to repair the membranes and the receptors on your cells. This is why eating wild-caught salmon, sardines and anchovies, avocados, nuts and seeds like pili nuts and walnuts and pecans, and even cold-pressed olive oils and flaxseed oils, chia seed oils, and remember, coconut and avocado oils. All of these are full of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats, which help to reduce the inflammation at the cellular level. You might even want to consider something unique, taking a supplement known as phosphatidylcholine, because it is what the inborn receptors of the cell membranes are made of. We have phosphatidylcholine, we have fatty acids. It makes up that phospholipid bilayer, which is the wrapper that wraps around all of our cells. And on that wrapper are the receptors. And so if the cellular membrane is inflamed, the receptor can be blunted. 3 simple supplements to start helping cellular regeneration: phosphatidylcholine, omega-3 oils, and vitamin E. All of these help to rebuild receptor sites and restore cellular fluidity, which is going to help to create healthy cell membranes, which again, remember, means healthy hormone communication. You can also start getting your body to detox better if you simply just begin to move. One of the greatest things we find in a lot of our patient base is lymphatic congestion. Simple things like gentle rebounding, which would be simply just jumping up and down, getting a rebound trampler and sort of bouncing on it. You can even do it simply at home if you just sort of come up to tiptoes, slam down to your heels, come up to your tiptoes, slam down to your heels, and repeat this pattern to create sort of a pulsation. It moves the lymph within your tissues and helps to create and stimulate lymphatic drainage. Remember, wake up every morning to a warm glass of lemon water with apple cider vinegar. It helps to flush out toxins and can stimulate your lymphatic drainage. And if you add trace minerals found in Himalayan salt, you can actually activate a detox process to clear toxins from your body. Don't forget, there's always ways you can get tested so we can see if your detox pathways are working efficiently. That can be through urine or hair or blood. And this is where we make an active cry or plea for you. Start looking at your body as a healing regenerative system. Start finding physicians who can help to support the regeneration phase rather than tossing medications at you, which only make your liver and your gut more toxic. You have this power inside of you greater than any pill or procedure or potion, but you sometimes just simply need to find out where are you stuck. Simple basic exams using blood work and urine and hair testing can find toxicities, leaky gut, inflammation, and discover if you have a production issue, a conversion issue, or a receptor issue. And again, remember, when you find the underlying root cause of your condition and you apply the steps that I've just revealed to you today, you start to activate cellular regeneration, you turn on the receptors, you convert thyroid hormones to their active form, and this is where we start to feel great, lose weight, get our energy back, etc. Wow, what a show today, right? We gave a lot of information. I know it's Cliff Notes and it comes at you fast, but that's why we're saying download the Thyroid Heal Thyself ebook. All the resources you need to turn on your body's metabolism, lose weight, feel great, get your focus and memory back is found within this ebook. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. It's yours, and join me next Saturday. I implore you, even if you're thinking to yourself, I don't know if it's my thyroid. All the symptoms you talk about, Dr. Ernst, I have, but my doctor says my thyroid's fine. Remember, Could be a conversion problem, could be a receptor issue. I'm going to show you how to find the tests at discounts and active ways to turn your body on all during this masterclass so you can become the healer that you were meant to be. Text the word thyroid plus your name and email right now to 704-906-2094. Ebook is yours free. Masterclass next Saturday is yours free. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, and I look forward to seeing all of you online next week, 10 a.m. in the morning. Again, text the word thyroid plus your name and email to 704-906-2094. We'll see you next Saturday. Be blessed. Bye-bye.